There's a bit of a dog fight going on in the background here. When you are deciding what tool to use for your dog, I think there's two factors here that need to be considered. One, what kind of dog do you have? Like, does it work for your dog? And be honest with it, especially when you've got a big, young, or old and crazy, excitable dog. This dog, anybody could walk this dog with a slip leash. And then the other part is, how much work do you want to put in? I think so many, like dog trainers love working with dogs. They love training dogs. And therefore, it's not a problem for them to put in the amount of time to achieve the skill. Most people, to be brutally honest, and it's okay, don't want to put in that time with their dog. They want their dog to go and be able to romp and play and be foolish with other dogs and then get from their house to the car, from the car to the dog park or to the trail or wherever. But when you have a tool like this, Parker, come, come here. And you have a 90-pound dog, and then that dog decides it's gonna chase a squirrel because its impulse control is almost non-existent due to lack of brain cells and age and all kinds of other things, including how much time have you put in. It's so important to be honest with yourself because, like, for example, my wife never walks the dogs unless I'm away, which I do. I go away to put on seminars, to attend seminars, to surf, whatever. And if she has to walk the dogs, this dog is that lab. They're 10 years old. She's easy. She's always been easy because she's a lab. This guy is maybe 2 years old, and he's wild. He can be leash reactive. If I'm not on top of him, if I'm not giving him clear directions consistently, or I let him, whatever, if I'm not giving him direction. The little pit bull, same thing, except she's like a scent-hound, so she will drag you. So my wife isn't prepared to put in the amount of time to attain the skill in order to be able to safely, effectively, and enjoyably walk the dogs. That's where a tool like this comes in. It will evenly disperse pressure. It doesn't look nice. It looks like a fucking medieval torture device. Nothing's pretty about this. But for the dog-human combo, this is the right tool, in my opinion, in that situation. However, if my wife goes, but the neighbors are super judgmental and I'm terrified of what people are going to say and I'm scared it's going to hurt the dog even though I know it. Come here, get in the frame. Even though I know it doesn't hurt the dog because I've, been with a trainer or I've walked with you, the tool that works, the tool that's the easiest, the tool that works for the dog and my relationship, I mentally am not on board with, right? Or maybe, like I've had clients that they have service dogs. Come here, you can go. They have service dogs. Break, go get her. They have service dogs and they're not allowed to use a prong collar even though they're like wobbly on their feet and they can't go on. They're not allowed to use the tool. So therefore, their skill level has to come up. Their attention to the dog has to come up. There is no walking with your phone. That always blows my mind, how many people walk their dogs while looking at their phone. It never occurred to me to do that. I mean, I listen to a podcast, I listen to music and stuff, but to like stare at my phone. Anyway, this dog is, yeah, that's him. Come. So it's not just about what works for the dog. It's not just what works for you. It has to be a combination. Your skill needs to come up, or your skill can go down if you use an easier tool, like a prong collar. For some dogs, it's a gentle leader. But a slip lead is a challenging tool to use, that when the dog applies the pressure to the tool, first of all, this isn't even on correctly. I got to flip this the other way, but what if there's another dog here and then I got to flip this and he's still on, and my skill level needs to be much higher. And some dogs, it wouldn't even matter. If I put this tool, like a slip leash, on a bull mastiff, 130-pound dog, I work out, I'm young, I'm fit, I have 10 years of experience of walking dogs on a leash, I'm still gonna struggle. I'm gonna have to be I might not struggle, but I'm going to be like, have to be like on the ball every millisecond. So very important things to consider. Put it in the comments, what tool are you using? What tool would you like to try for you and your dog? Know what you're loved. Bye, meow.